Yeah, buddy, this thing has seen better days for sure. What's going on, guys? Threw in a block back again in the garage with an OBS dash. Today we're going to talk about how to paint your plastic parts, whether they be new or used, how to get them done, how to get them done right, and we're going to be using this product right here, which is SEM Color Coat. This is the color for the truck, the 15063 Burgundy. As you can see, the dash is gray, so it's not burgundy, although this gray dash would look great in my truck because my truck has the gray interior. So we're going to go through with the Scotch-Brite. We're going to scuff the entire dash down. This is brand new out of the box. The box is over there. And we're going to make it opaque looking. If you can see, it's kind of got a little bit of a sheen to it. So we're going to just scuff it with the Scotch-Brite to make it flat. We want a flat, opaque, non-shiny surface. Then we're going to hit it with wax and grease remover, which I have in the spray bottle right there. And wipe it down. We'll blow it off with the air gun, and then it will be ready for paint. I'm going to go ahead and paint the entire dash. We'll do all of this area through here, everything that's hidden, just so when everything is installed, you don't have any gray that's exposed. Sometimes you get areas between here where gray will show up, or down here along the bottom, or even sometimes around here. So make sure that you spray the majority of this dash. Of course, you don't need to worry about down in there because you're not going to see that. But make sure that you take time to get as much of this dash painted as you can. I am doing the dash, all the dash parts, and I ordered 3 cans. Probably just need 2 cans. I did decide to go with 3. That was just my choice because I don't like running out of product. So if there's leftover, it's always win. So there is the dash. You've seen the product that we're going to be using. We'll be using wax and grease remover from Speedy Coat and probably use some sort of matte clear. With that said, let's get to work. Alright, so these are the other interior parts. I'd already cleaned them and they already have their first coat of color on. Sorry I didn't get that on video. Things have been kind of busy in the shop as usual. You know the life, 4 kids, full-time job. This is a hobby, so I get to it when I can, and I don't always have a camera in my hand. Anyway, these are all now painted and cleaned. Just to go over my cleaning process for used parts. This is what I do. You can choose to do this or something else. Get you a mild degreaser or a heavy degreaser, depending on how nasty your parts are. This is LA's Totally Awesome. You can get it at the Dollar Tree. It is not expensive, and it works really well. And you won't even use a third of a bottle to clean most of the stuff you got to do. You can even dilute it down. So I take the LA's Totally Awesome, I spray it down. This is kind of some residue on the floor where I was spraying parts earlier. Then I wash them in a bucket. Scrub, 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 scrub. So you want to scrub everything up really good. That way you have everything as clean as you possibly can get it. Now, after you've done that, take them out, wash them off with a water hose, or soak them in a clean bath. I recommend a water hose. Spray all the soapy residue off of there that you can. You want to get all of that off of there. After you've done your Totally Awesome, after you've washed it, got all your soap off of there. Now, you can substitute Dawn dish soap for Totally Awesome or some dish soap or any kind of pre-clean. So SEM also offers a cleaner, which you can see right there, the SEM soap and the vinyl prep, depending on if you're doing vinyl or if you're doing plastic. So that's what they recommend. You can use this, you can use dish soap, and then after you've degreased, washed with water, gotten it dry, I recommend you use a blow dryer, a leaf blower, or compressed air, get it as dry as you can, and then come in with your wax and grease remover, and you're going to take some clean rags and go through and wipe down and clean up. That's the process. Sorry I didn't catch it all on video. I have been working on this in intermittent parts, and that's why I hadn't gotten all that captured on video, but we will go over the wax and grease remover and the pre-clean on this as well as the scuffing. So generally speaking, on your parts that are already installed in the truck, that are already dirty, that you're just cleaning and prepping for paint, you don't have to scuff them with a Scotch-Brite. Now, some guys will disagree, but if you have already gone through, you hit it with the degreaser, you hit it with the brush, you scrubbed everything off, you sprayed it with water, you air dry it, then you come back with the wax and grease remover and you air dry again, there's no reason to agitate the surface. You've gotten all the oils and everything off of there, so you're generally going to be fine. You can use the adhesion promoter if you want to. You don't necessarily have to unless you have new plastic. Like that was a new piece, so I did put an adhesion promoter on that one. But it's not necessary. This stuff will work really good. Now on this new dash, I am going to scuff it with a Scotch-Brite. I'm going to clean it up with wax and grease remover, and I will use adhesion promoter because it is new plastic, and I'd highly recommend anything that's new plastic that you put adhesion promoter on to make sure you have your bases covered so you don't get any lifting or peeling or flaking in the future. That was a mouthful. I'm going to go ahead and get the next stuff for this prep ready so we can go ahead and get this dash in the same color as that. So we can get ready to get this thing back in the truck because the owner is ready to get his Silverado back home. All right, got it prepped up, and if you guys saw, did everything with the Scotch-Brite, cleaned it with wax and grease remover, and this is the reason why. If you look at that rag, it is nasty. That was the first pass, and then this was the second pass. You see that one's much better. Now if you want, you can take a tack cloth and go over one more time. I think that's going to be sufficient for what we need to do. I'm going to get a little bit of adhesion promoter and go ahead and spray this thing down, and we'll get ready to put some color on it. I dug in my arsenal. We're going to use this 3M adhesion promoter here. Brand new. Figure why not shake this thing up, and then we'll go ahead and spray some on. I don't hear a ball in there. Could be because it's been sitting too long. I don't know what the date on this is. 2214. Maybe 2014? I don't know. Alright, let's see here. A few little bits of dust on here from the microfibers. Everything blown off. Now for your adhesion promoter, you want to apply this very evenly. I would say liberal or generous, but you want to apply nice even coats. Just kind of mist it on the surface. You don't want any runs. You don't want any sags, because if you get that, it will show up in your final product. If you notice on the defroster vent area, I'm hitting at an angle. So I've actually got the arrow of the can pointed in this direction. And then when I go this way, I got it pointed in that direction. And that way I get the sides of those fins. We're going to do the same thing with the paint when we get to that portion. Make sure you go down and up as well so you can get in both areas. Now granted, you're not going to see this area that I'm pointing to on the inside when you're sitting in the truck. Maybe I'll see it when you're outside the truck looking through the front windshield. The other advantage of taking the dash to an opaque state is that you can easily see now where the adhesion promoter is, because instead of being flat, it has a little bit of a sheen. That lets you know that you've got everything covered. Now remember, there are sections in the center here that you're going to want to make sure that you get covered. Move you guys in here nice and close. Like this bar and that area. So some of those sections are shown like when you open up the glove box, so make sure that you get all those areas well covered. My recommendation is you just do everything, the entire dash, that you can see from the front face or the outside. finished result for the dash. It looks brand new. Color is spot on. Get you guys in there nice and close so you can see everything. Still has all the factory-like texture. A little bit of dust on there. But yeah, I'm very impressed with this product from LMC. If you need a replacement dash, can't find one at a junkyard, this will get you what you need. So I'm going to go ahead and take this dash and sit on my workbench over here. We're going to flip it over and attach these air vents that we're going to need to place in the dash section before putting it back into the truck. Alright, the final thing for wrapping up the build here on this truck is taking care of this front bumper replacement trim, or the bump strip. So I am test fitting it now, and this is the one that bolts on or clips on. It's not the stick-on type. So after doing a little bit of test fitting, I'm going to take it off, put it on the workbench, and we're going to use a dead blow hammer with the installation tool. Basically has some plastic tabs that go through the bumper and a metal cut nut that goes around the outside, very similar to a cut nut or a push pin, and you tap those on there all the way across the bumper. And I did use a combination of different kind of clamps to clamp the rubber down, as you can see here, and also tap in on the back side. This way we make sure we got everything nice and snug, so it gives us that factory appearance just like it would have been when they made these in the factory back in the 90s. It's a little bit of a lengthy process, but it was worth it. And we put the bumper on the truck, and I think we're going to go ahead and get this thing outside after I get the grill in and see what the final product looks like. Here's the final result for red. Truck came out super nice. Take a look inside the interior here. The owner will be replacing the seat. We cleaned up our carpet some, went ahead and retouched the floor mats. Brand new LMC dash. Repurposed some other parts for some used trucks, got everything put together, everything cleaned up. Turned out super nice. Turned out really nice. Mm-hmm.